Hi, this is Muhanna Zahar, and today I will introduce my Capstone project with title Has the introduction and use of Android phone applications enhanced applicants' preparation for citizenship test? According to the United States Department of Homeland Security, approximately 680,000 foreigners apply for citizenship in the country through naturalization. However, the Constitution stipulates that every applicant must pass the civics test. The test involve answering up to 10 civics questions out of possible 100 questions. Just like any other test, the method of study that an individual choose to use has a significant influence on the success of applicants. Some of the commonly used methods include face-to-face learning, online tutorials, and the use of mobile apps, among other methods. The use of mobile phone apps has some advantage that would influence scholars' preference over the other methods of study. Cadogan and Latterman in 2013 outlined that the use of mobile apps to study has proven to be useful in the sense that the apps have special features that they are specially customized to meet the needs of the users in the education sector. As such, they have proven to be effective in the learning and teaching processes. My project underscores the following facts. First, there is need to integrate technology into education. There is no doubt that science and technology have improved human lives in numerous ways. Particularly, the education sector has undergone a series of progressive transformation as a result of the integration of technology. An example of technology integration is the use of electronic devices to enhance learning, also known as e-learning. Notably, application of U.S. citizenship requires the applicants to study and acquire various civics knowledge that is usually tested as part of the process. And number two, use of mobile phones is convenient for study. And finally, number three, an effective method of study determines applicants' success. Therefore, this capstone project aimed at developing mobile applications which contain relevant materials such as civics questions, answers, educational videos, and mock tests, among other features. So, these materials will help the citizenship applicants to prepare for the mandatory test. Also, the project is based on the idea the mode of study should not be an impediment to individuals' acquisitions of U.S. citizenship status. My project entails the development of two apps, namely U.S. Citizenship Test 2018 and U.S. Citizenship Test Advanced, both of which are available for free on Google Play and can be used on any smartphone. As mentioned in the previous slide, the rationale behind choosing this project is to enable foreigners to study and prepare adequately for their citizenship test efficiently. Franklin in 2011 reported that the development of mobile apps for educational purposes is essential because they assist users to perform various tasks that are related or that has the same outcome. Also, the project involved carrying out an online survey to evaluate the effectiveness of the apps. The participant answered a total of 20 questions that majorly concern the app's user experience. The data from the survey were then analyzed in order to derive their effectiveness and address the weaknesses. Lastly, the project involves the analysis of the app's technological and business aspects. Now we will talk about the description of the mobile apps. In general, the two apps have these features. The user can see or check the 100 questions and answers on flashcards or in list view. Every question has an audio equivalent. Answers to 4 questions 20, 23, 43, and 44 depend on the seat location. Also, user can make a mock test for practice. Also, an autoplay features. Also, check the vocabulary reading. Now I will explain the descriptions of the app 1. The user for this app can see the state's information like current location, the state, the capital, the governor, the senators, and representatives. But the user need to go to the setting and location and choose the states, then the representatives, so the information will showing on your state info. In case the user doesn't know his representatives, so he can go to the find your representatives and input the zip code in the text box, then will show him the representative and he can choose the correct representatives from the location select representatives. And from the flashcards which contain the 100 questions and answers will be displayed as a card, as randomly or in sequence, and the user can do from setting flashcard order to make it randomly or sequentially. On the flashcard there are two arrow buttons below, as we can see here. Every button is to enable the users to navigate forward or backward to access more questions after learning the present one. And the answers 20, 23rd, 43, 44th in the flashcard will be different for every user, depends on the location that he selected from location setting. Users also have an option of either viewing all the 100 questions or viewing by a specific group. So the user can go to the change view questions to select one of these options to view all the questions, or viewing by specific group. When he chooses that, it will direct him to the view all questions and showing what the user selected from this list. Also, the app has a feature that enables users to do a mock test. It's similar to the real citizenship test, and from change to a test allow the users to select the number of questions on the practice test and the score that they wish to achieve from their practice test. The user can also set the app to play sound for questions when doing a test as displayed on this image. The app also generates a statistical report of the practice test that the user has taken. The app has the reading vocabulary which display in a view list, and the other feature that the app contains is autoplay, which allows the users to listen to the questions and answers by simply pressing one button. And from change autoplay feature of the app, it allows the users to specify how many times they wish to repeat the sound of the questions and answers. Also, the sounds of the civics lessons can be set to sound random. And from YouTube video sections in the app, the users can see the reading, writing guide, interviews, and strategies for applying for US citizenships as shown in this image. And this app is implemented by using navigation drawer and activities with fragments, list views, recycle view, adapters, and use local database called SQLite. According to the last statistics in April 2018, over 46,819 people have downloaded the app for use. The app has a rating of 4.7 out of 5 according to the Google Console. For the description of App 2, The features here are similar to the first app, but there are some enhancements to the structure of the local database and add more features like change translation. From here, the users can translate the 100 civics questions with answers from English to Arabic or Spanish. After the user select one of these options, in the flashcard it will be show a command called trans. When the user click on or tap on this command, it will translate the questions and answer from English to Arabic or Spanish. Also, when the user go to the view all questions and tap on the card here, it will translate it to Arabic or Spanish, depends what the user selected from the change translation. Also, from the change flashcard order, the user can enable just the recent failure questions. After the user do a test and he fails with some of the questions, he can practice on these questions by enable this option, and it will show here in the flashcard just the questions. If he fails 7, so he will showing here just 7 questions in the flashcard. Also, from the change view questions, he can choose the recent test failure questions. As an example here, the user failed with 70 questions. So when he select that, the list view will show just the 70 questions, the recent test failure questions, and also the statistics can show the number of recent failure questions, and as we said before, it was 7. The app has been downloaded by 18,697 users and has a rating of 4.8. The number of downloads and high rating is an indication that the app is popular. Also, the rating indicates that a majority of the users are satisfied with the features of the app. Now, as mentioned earlier, the integration of technology in education is important for the learning process. As such, someone can argue that the apps are efficient for study for the test. Notably, they are designed with features that enable users to gain better understanding of the questions and answers. The design and interface make it easy to retrieve information. The audio and visual features enhance their usability. Unlike other methods of study such as online tutoring and face-to-face classroom lessons, the apps provide their users with an interesting experience in the sense that they can customize the settings to suit their desire, thus encouraging them to study. Other than the features, the users of the apps can study conveniently at any location as long as they have downloaded the apps on their phones. Just like any other technological innovation, the apps have shortcomings. As such, the development of the apps require the consideration of their strengths and weaknesses. Multiwallen 2007 note that the use of mobile phone technology in education can only be beneficial if the developers of the applications have a clear understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of apps. The design and interface make it easy to retrieve information, and the audio and visual features enhance their usability. An online survey was carried out to evaluate the effectiveness of the apps. This method of data collection was chosen because it's convenient and for the users, since they only needed to follow a link that was posted on the apps and fill in the 20 questions online. The survey targeted 20 users. However, analysis of the results show that a total of 160 users participated. As you can see from the graphical presentation below, 69% of the participants were satisfied with the apps, 23% 5% extremely satisfied. On the other hand, 8 and 5% of the participants reported they are neither satisfied nor dissatisfied and unsatisfied respectively. These statistics are a clear indication that the apps were designed appropriately and they meet the needs of the users. Analysis of the results further indicate that the 51% of the participants agree that the app are effective tools for studying for the citizenship test as displayed on the pie chart. Also, 41% responded that the apps are very effective. 20% of the participants strongly agree that the apps are effective, while on the other hand, only 5% of the users responded that the apps are very ineffective. Moreover, the survey aimed at evaluating the influence of the apps of the user's success. The result indicate that 68% of the participants declared that the apps were crucial to their success. Some of the features that the participants pointed out to interesting include the audio aspects, the flashcards, YouTube videos, the translation feature, and portability. One of the objectives of the survey was to identify the shortcomings of the apps, and some of the weaknesses identified by the participants include the following: inadequate language translations, untimely updates, and frequent adverts. Now we will talk about what are the direct and indirect competition. Indirect competition includes face-to-face classroom sessions, online tutoring. There are several institutions across the country that offer tutorial services for applicants in classrooms. Arguably, this approach earns the investors more profit compared to the developers of mobile apps in the sense that the applicants pay fees for the tutorials. As such, it can be considered an external threat to the apps with respect to making a profit. Direct competition comes from Citizenship Work app. The app is comprehensive and has more sophisticated features. In addition, the Citizenship Work offers the two apps a stiff competition because besides focusing on the preparation for the US citizenship test, it also offers users the ability to learn English. Arguably, this is a cutting-edge innovation by the developers of the app in the sense that they recognize that a majority of the applicants of citizenships are not well versed in the English language. As such, they attract more users compared to the other apps and in the process acquire more profit. Conclusion: integration of technology in education is imperative as it makes learning easier and improves the efficiency with which people acquire knowledge. Immigrants need to choose appropriate methods of study for the test because the approach of study has a significant impact on their success as portrayed by the survey result. The project aimed at bridging the existing gap in citizenship test study, which is provide immigrants with an alternative study method that is effective and efficient. The two mobile apps have been specifically designed to assist the foreigners to prepare adequately for their US citizenship test, and the statistics from the survey indicate that they are serving purpose sufficiently. The efficiency of using mobile phones for studying, coupled with the special features of the apps, can be attributed to the app's popularity. It's also evident from the results of the survey that a majority of the users are satisfied and contented with the applications, thus indicating that the production of apps is a viable engineering and business idea. Thank you, Professor, and these are the references, and thank you for your support.